Hope everybody's doing okay tonight. I'm sorry that took me a while to upload the last video. It was a combination of me being sick for a while, and then it just took me a while to edit the video because it was one of my longer ones. I think about 52 minutes. Um, this is part 24 about Rudolf Steiner, but thank Jesus Christ, I'm feeling better now. So hopefully I can get back to pace of at least one video a day. God willing, maybe 2 or 3 on my good days. So I've covered so many different areas of where the devil gets into these people and infects the world, but one topic that I haven't gone over yet was specifically where someone served the devil that was a poet, and I don't know if this is still going on, but from my understanding, this person is still being spoken of in school, and people read his literature. So Slave of Satan Part 25 is about W.B. Yeats, who was a very famous poet, and from my understanding from an inside source, English classes in high school still read his poetry. I don't know if it's a global thing or nationwide thing, but I know that that happens. So Slade is saying part 25. Obviously he was a poet, he was a dramatist, writer, literary critic. He founded the Abbey Theater, and in 1923 he won the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. So first of all, you're not going to tell me that these people that hand out these prizes don't do research on these people. So what does it tell you that these people that are openly in satanic secret societies, which we'll get to in a minute, and channel demons, summon spirits, which he has quoted about, and he has a famous quote where I'll be paraphrasing. I'll put the real thing up there. He says, "Without magic, I would not have been able to write one word in my books." And I want people to take that, and I don't want people to feel like they're not talented or they're just a nobody because they didn't what people claim to make it in life, or they didn't become famous in an area that they were interested in, or they didn't become a popular musician or a popular author or a popular inventor. It's not that you're not talented. It's not that you don't have the drive for it. It's that you did not use occult magic and sell out to the devil or some demonic entity, ascended master, or fallen angel. And this should show you what the country's all about when they're giving the Nobel Peace Prize to people that channel the devil. And he was into spiritualism, occultism, astrology. He was a member of the Ghost Club, which I believe is located in London, which is still in existence, to my understanding, and it is the most popular paranormal club that exists, at least over in the UK. I take up on TV. And he was in the infamous Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, which I've talked about many times on here, because many people that I've talked about have been a member. of the Golden Dawn. Obviously, the most famous being Aleister Crowley, who Yeats actually had a major falling out with in the Golden Dawn, and that's what started the decline of the society. And then they um, split off into like 5 different other small groups, and people make the mistake of thinking that the Golden Dawn is not around today. I believe when you Google it, it says that they're no longer around or active as well. But that's not the truth. Just because they're not in the original building, just because Samuel Adele McGregor Mathers is dead, and just because William Wynn Westcott is dead, I can assure you the organization is still completely active and running. I don't know exactly the name. I can find if I wanted to. There's a former witch who turned Christian that was a member of the Golden Dawn, and he gives multi-hour long testimonies of what it was like. She tells where it was at. It was in California. The devil led her to a Freemason lodge, and they told her to go down and talk to the people at the Golden Dawn Lodge, and she talks about her initiation, about how a woman was sitting on the stairs when wearing a black cloak. Because I can assure you, these Golden Dawn lodges are in most big cities. They did not dissolve, and I don't think the AI will tell you this either. And by the way, I think you need to stop thinking of AI as artificial intelligence and start talking about it fallen angel intelligence, because I think it might actually be a mix of angel intelligence, and no smart person just created the AI. They stole that from everybody's intelligence, including mine, including yours, and it's a hive mindset. And there's an occult book called the Middle Pillar. These are the current leaders of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. They're still alive. Sheik and Sandra Tabatha Cicero. And unless you're trying to understand things or exposing for the Lord, do not buy these books. They're in the wrong hands. They can corrupt a soul. And then he was also a recruiter for the Isis Urania Temple, which was another offshoot of the Golden Dawn while it was still existing. And on top of that, he was a theosophist as well, which I've talked about many times. My first video was actually about Helena Blavatsky and theosophy, because it played such a big part in history and where we're at now and what has happened in the past 200 years. And he got expelled from the Theosophical Society by Annie Besant because he was performing magical spells that he wasn't allowed to. So you have somebody that was bad enough to get expelled from the Theosophical Society, an open Luciferian society, and you got schools reading someone like this material, and don't let his innocent little boy face make you think that he's all innocent like he looks. He's anything but that. He was into Rosicrucianism. He was in the Stella Matutina, which was another offshoot of the Golden Dawn, one of the ones that dissolved, that came about after it fell apart. in 1912, he had a seance, and a spirit called Leo Africanus claimed to be his demon, or daemon, because, see, people sometimes will use the word daemon instead of demon, Daemon, and you'll have people try to say that, oh, daemons are good, they're not evil, they're just spirits that are still learning, they haven't departed. That's a complete deception. This, when people die, they don't roam around as a ghost. They go to one place or the other. Now, there is people that have cheated death through occult means and became horrible things like ascended masters, among other things, but that's still not at all the concept of a ghost. But anyways, people like Manly P. Hall went on TV and made the claim that demons are not bad. That demons mean that at one point the word demon or daemon meant a friend. Now, the etymology, if you go back, at one point I believe it did mean that. He was telling the truth, but and people say that people didn't start thinking that they were evil until Christianity got popular. But the etymology of the word doesn't really matter at this point, because there's been hundreds of thousands of documents, testimonies, and proof that there's there's evil spirits constantly working through the world, possessions, poltergeist activity, unexplainable evil phenomenons, and unless you're willing to give them something in return, they don't do nothing good for you. Rather the etymology of the word or not, they are evil. He founded the Rhymers Club, just some random poetry club, and he started automatic writing later in his life too, which I've explained before. It's pretty much where you go into a trance and just start writing away. And instead of calling these things spirit guides like a lot of people did, or masters or mahatmas or whatever everyone calls them different, he called them his instructors. People try to use these different words to make it sound cleaner, and that's what he used for it. And this guy also made it into the Irish Senate. And when you get government jobs, just about everybody knows that when you are up for a government job, that they look into what you used to be into, what your interests are, what you do every day. They basically want to know everything about you that you can. So you're not going to tell me that they did not know that he was into demonic occult societies, most likely a black magician because of the stuff the Golden Dawn was into, in multiple secret societies, a theosophist, so he was probably in contact with ascended masters. Just read his books and you can figure out what he's into. So I claim that every government is corrupt and in league with some type of either evil society or demons themselves, or even fallen angelic beings or Satan, and I stand on that. And Another trend that you usually see with these people is the Hinduism influence, because he incorporated that too. Because Hinduism has a lot of things that incorporates into the occult, which I've gone into many times, like yoga, transcendental meditation, and all that. I hope I can have this up in the next couple hours. Have a good rest of the night.